Hi and welcome to the Bare Basics. Today we're looking at the concept of simple interest. Let's begin by asking what is simple interest. First of all, it is simply the amount of interest that is earned over a single period of time. Now, we often refer to this in terms of investments, but you need to know that not only is it used for straightforward investments, but it's also used for hire purchase agreements. That's the sort of thing where you'll see that the shops are advertising a buy now, pay later. So what happens is you can take the item and you have to pay back a small amount of interest. So it's basically a low interest loan for you to be able to take an item away now. So you pay not only the amount that the item is, so it might be a large TV, and you pay the amount that is on the ticket price for the TV, but you also pay an interest charge for the privilege of using that money to get the item when you actually wanted it. So it's called a hire purchase agreement, and the formula is exactly the same. So if you see the words hire purchase, you know to use the formula for simple interest. So that leads on to what actually is the formula. So for our simple interest formula, it's actually quite simple. So our formula is I is equal to PRT, where I is the interest that you are earning. So that's I. P stands for the principal. So it's the amount of money that you actually started with when you first put the money into the investment. R is equal to the rate. It's normally a percentage, and you need to remember that it's a percentage when we come to actually substitute it into the formula. And T is time or term, so it is the period of the investment. So now we know that, let's have a look at how we apply it and how we calculate simple interest. So our problem is that Tess invests $2,000 for 6 months at a rate of 2% per annum. So we need to calculate how much interest she earns. Now, the first thing we do is we need to assign values to each of those, or labels to each of those amounts. So let's begin with the principal. Remember, the principal is the amount of money you have at the start that you want to invest. So P is equal to $2,000. Our rate, or R, is 2%. Now this is the tricky part, because 2% is 2 over 100, which is 0.02, and our term is 6 months. Now, when we said that the interest rate was per annum, that means per year. So 6 months is only half a year. So our term is 0.5, which is a half. So now we know those three things, we can substitute those into our formula. So I equals PRT is equal to 2,000 times 0.02 times 0.5, which is $20. So what we're being told is on this initial investment of $2,000, Tess will earn $20. So she'll end up with $2,020 after the investment finishes. Okay, so let's have a look at a practical example of this. So here are two interest rates taken from one of our local banks. Imagine that you had $5,000. One possible investment is to invest for 4 months at 2.8% per annum interest rate, and the other is to invest it for a little bit longer at 6 months at 2.7% interest rate per annum. Now, this is quite a common thing, so often banks will actually up the interest rate for smaller periods of time. It's up to you to actually compare investments to work out which one is best value for you. So let's do that now. Okay, so if we look at the one that is 2.7% for 6 months, our principal is $5,000, our rate is 0.027, Our term is half a year, so 0.5. So the interest that we earn on that will be $67.50. Now remember, our second possible investment is for a shorter period of time, but a higher interest rate. So our principal is $5,000. Our rate is 0.028. Our term is 4 out of 12 months, which is 0.3 recurring. So when we multiply all of that together, the interest earned will be $46.62. So you can see in this case, it's quite clear that it's better to invest for a slightly lower interest rate for a longer period of time. And that is simple interest in a nutshell. If you have any questions, just email me or ask me in class. This has been your Bare Basics lesson on simple interest. Remember, the goal is to help make maths more bearable for you. Have a great day.